G'day traders, Sam here from Trade to Prosper. Coming here to do a technical analysis on Bitcoin in the current situation. And as you can see on my chart, I've created a channel. And if I was to look at this channel, if I was just show you how I did it, I had this first line. Whoops. I can't recall when I did it, but I did it. And now I see the confluence. I extended a line and I saw this confluence. So what we have, if I was to get rid of the log, okay, so it makes a difference with the log. What we have is support, resistance, resistances, and so on. So it can be, in a rough way, to be relevant. And what I've done is pretty much create the channel, and that the bottoms match, give or take. And so I do see this as a channel. We can also use the pitchfork method, but I want to make it simplistic, and yeah, it's a rough guide, but definitely, if we were to play with this, give or take a bit, we can adjust this a bit more maybe, and say, okay, that makes sense, and therefore we might have a bit more to go to the 32. What we have also is the big macro fib. So we use the bottom down here as 0 and the top as 1. And we aligned our supports and resistance in a way, not 100% to the top. And what we can see is that the 0.68, which is one of my custom fib levels that I liked, it's based on observation, came into play as well. This is also the 1.272 Fibonacci. So if I was to give you this example, pick the bottom and make one here to the all-time previous high, and I'll just put the fib there. You can see the 1.272 is acting as resistance as well. Maybe I should leave it there for you guys. Okay. So this one is, I believe this is playing the main resistance at this point. And along with this mid-channel, I suppose. And you can see the 200 12-hour moving average, which has confluence in acting as a resistance along here, along there, and obviously the dailies acting as resistance on the 200, acting as resistance, support, and so on. So the 200s definitely coming to this direction, so along this channel line. So that's going to be a massive resistance. If we were to get up, so what we have is a 0.5 Fibonacci, using this to this level here as a reference, and the 0.5 is acting as a resistance. If we were to get above this, the 0.618 is definitely looking like to be a massive resistance as well, and that's about 34,400. So you can see that we have scenarios where we can potentially assume that they're going to be resistance of some sort, and we can also look at this potential line if we're going close. Let's just do that. So if we use that reference point, where was I here? Okay. So if we use the body of the candlesticks, we can say that, give or take a bit, the term. We can use the wicks if you want. And what we have is also, you can see an ascending wedge. So if this was our A, that's our B, that's our C, that's our D, and potentially our E could be resistance as well. And then that definitely will play a bear flag role. So what we want to see is this get there first, get a rejection, and then potentially break up to the upside, and that's where we might get a resistance and come back down, and that will create that flat level. Whoops. That we know so well from previous charts. So if we would get that, we had this fake out and then come back down, and that's probably a good area for a shorting. But having said that, people are expecting the short, so it might just shoot up a bit, not thinking and get the FOMO in, get some liquidity, and then go a bit higher. And we've got the fibs as it is. We have this level here as well. This range is definitely strong resistance. Will it make it there? Don't know. Probably not. Probably come down up to there and then down. Because this is a clear spot for shorting. The 200 daily moving averages coming down. Got the weekly 50, 55 weekly moving average as well. So this is humongous resistance, along with this correlation of all these candles. So I don't think it's going to make it that high, but one can't say no. Yeah, we have this flat level. Can it break above it? Then we have potentially the 35 range, just slightly above this area. Pop and back down. It's not going to be easy. How do we know how to enter? We can look at the candlesticks on the 4-hour, and in this case the daily. Well, let's look at the 4-hour. Okay, so the 4-hour, this was a head and shoulders, pretty much. So you see something like that with a neckline, that is definitely a reversal pattern. A lot of wicks, but definitely. So we had some sort of continuation pattern there. This is the difficult part. This pattern is nothing that we can recognize. Actually, we can move this. I didn't quite do a good job with that. So on a small time frame, we can actually move this across and make it more accurate. So where are we? This one here. So if we get the channel, just need to be more accurate with that. That's better. And now you can see how the middle of the channel acted as resistance right there. And so this breaks this flat level there. The thing is, we also had this 200 moving average on the 4-hour. So and the way it's looking at the moment, we might just come back down again. Very possible. And at this time, we might find some support from that. So that'll give us two components or elements on the chart to make this support. Here we had no components, or only one component to act support. That's why I went through. But here we've got two components: the trend line and this horizontal previous resistance. So we're likely to go up more and potentially hit that and get a bit nice short, and then we'll see what happens. I think we can play that game, but if it gets above it with a decisive move, then we'll come down. Yep. These are all the things I'm thinking about. Not easy to I'm not putting my majority of my portfolio into it. That's staying outside because I am bearish, and until I see the weekly give me some clues, I'm not going all in. And so I'm just looking for trades at the moment. It's just trading sideways. And when I think we hit the bottom, I'll start accumulating. But I would like to see some good signs. So I'll leave it at that, guys. Please give me a like and a share, and I'll talk to you soon. Oh, by the way, I'm going to do another video with some treats, just showing people how to apply Fibonacci for the macro Bitcoin, and how you can, I suppose, get some ideas on how to apply moving forward. Talk to you soon. Bye.